there was a meeting, and ECOWAS as a body decided to send delegates, one a president, and he was not allowed to enter into, I think it was Benin Republic president, and he was not allowed, entrance into Niger Republic. And then we started hearing about an invasion, and the ultimatum expiring yesterday, and also heightened its security in the country. Nigeria last week ceased supply electricity to Niger. Also, now we've closed land borders with Niger. Remember, there was in the press, the governors of states that are in border with, of course, over the weekend, the Senate stopped or refused to approve the president's request to go into war or invade Niger Republic. The story that we see on TV was that the Senate president telling newsmen that they did not even request, so there was this really refuting or refusing to have national, perspective. There is Russia, there is the Wagner Group in some of the West African states that have tilted towards military rule. Yes, there is that, and so there is the battle between Russia and countries like the US, France, and the likes, and now that battle has come to Africa. However, my concern is that we might be spending 2.98 trillion naira if we embark on an invasion. And according to The Guardian, the calculation is done on modern measures, given the wars in Ukraine, the battle in Syria, and other wars. Nigeria is bound to spend that amount of money. Now, The Guardian also did calculation based on history, where Nigeria did to join equity monitoring and was meant for 6 months, but ended up fighting stuff that happened during the Arab Spring. So now the question in my head is, should we be bothered about what's happening in Niger Republic, given we are sharing borders? Now, you would agree with me that the Boko Haram fight has been one that has been cumbersome, overwhelming at some point, and it's a fight that we need to win. And Niger Republic have been really strategic in that fight, because while soldiers are bombarding from inside of Nigeria, they're also being attacked from the borderline, the part of Niger Republic. And going into a battle with Niger Republic might worsen the insurgency, because Niger is also suffering from the jihadist movement. Think about it from that angle as well. There are other angles to look at it from. ECOWAS is quiet, given that the ultimatum have expired, so there's a possibility that they are thinking about other means. But then, should a war against Niger Republic even be an option in the first place? I mean, these are Africans like us. Should an African country be going to war with another African country, given our level of underdevelopment in Africa? And I think doing should allow me and other people as convoy to Niger Republic, and they were not listened to. They were not even given the opportunity. The Guardian newspaper may not be accurate estimations, rather give history in peacekeeping nations in the country, and also the indices, the measurements given various wars happening in the world, and it is put at 2.98 trillion naira. I mean, we had to remove petrol subsidy because the country says it does not have money. Should we be spending that even in the first place? All right, I'm going to go to the phone lines. I've got Clinton is calling from Bori. Clinton, greetings. Welcome on the show. Let's get your thoughts, please.
Good evening, Kalada.
Yeah, good evening. Welcome.
Well, I'm very much happy with the clarification that no request was made to the Senate.
Yes, that's what I saw on Channels TV website.
It's a very good one. See, We are just a member of the Economic Community of West Africa.
But we are leading. I mean, the chairman is the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
If Mr. President is overwhelmed with the requirement of his office, he should resign.
Okay.
Nigerians are celebrating the military junta. What is our own concern? It's like they're happy with it. So why use our own taxpayers' money to fund military invasion? So I think it's not the right call. Nigerians should not go to war with Nigerians.
Okay, all right. But you know what they say: injury to one is injury to all. Is that not what you say in your unions? I guess they, heads of states, they've got, some union or some sort. I do not know. But I've got Gus Power. Gus Power is calling from HA. Before we go for our first commercial break, I'm going to listen to Gus Power. Gus Power, welcome to the show.
Good evening, Kalada.
Yeah, greetings to you. Welcome.
Yes. Like the estimate of the tribunal, whoever is that, Nigerian tribunal.
What are you talking about,
it's
sorry?
An estimate. It may not be that correct, but money has been spent.
Money has not been spent.
What spending money to defend the territory, because we claim or we assume or we say that the giants of Africa put all together we are. The problem is all this our claim and we cannot feed ourselves. Our Nigerians are hungry. And I saw during this when Absalami and the other group landed in Niger, and they were not giving attention. Nobody pay attention to them. I am telling the Senate, hello?
I'm listening to you. Go ahead quickly, please.
Not to use our hard-earned money to fight because the people said we should not come. We shall allow them.
All right.
I know the chairman is our president now. We need money to do many things.
Right.
The refinery and other things.
Right.
It is because of those things that were removed fuel subsidy. When you don't have enough, you don't need to dash out now for them to praise the outside. And inside you are hungry.
All right.
I don't understand what I'm saying.
I understand you very well. I've got to let you go now.
Yeah.
Basically, the question I'm asking is, what should the two callers have had are saying, it doesn't concern us. Like we say in our local parlance, commode body. So they're asking the president not to get involved. But what should be the move? The ultimatum expired yesterday. ECOWAS as a body is yet to say a thing about whether there will be invasion or not. The president has not yet said anything as well. But what do you think should be the government's move? As a matter of fact, let's extend it to the West Economic West African member states. What should be ECOWAS' next move, given the expiration of the ultimatum yesterday? Do you think they've run out of options? Do you think, just let this one go? I mean, Burkina Faso happened. Nobody pushed the button. Mali happened. Nobody pushed the button. So what's the big deal about Niger? I guess, right, that should be the attitude. I don't know if you agree with me on that one. We've got a commercial break coming up. When we come back, I will ask you more questions and hopefully you would have the answers. All right, we're back. Time check, 4:28 p.m. You're listening to 92.3 Nigeria Info Hard Facts with Kalada Kurubatubo. And we are asking the question, what should be the Nigerian government's next move, or by extension, what should be ECOWAS' next move? The ultimatum expired yesterday. Once again, 7 days gone. What do you think? 08179230002, 08179230003, WhatsApp number 0809 0306 we're live on Facebook, Nigerian for PH. Drop your comments there, I would love it if you do. We're active on X, formerly Twitter, and we are live on YouTube as well, Nigerian for PH. Remember that we've got a call screener. She's a wonderful lady. She'll take your calls, take your name, your location, and then patch you to me. I've got Muriel from Okrika. Muriel, greetings to you. Welcome on the show.
Thank you. Kalada, good evening.
Yeah, good evening to you.
You see, Kalada, when I see the process going on in Niger, that they love the military, they love it so much. And Kalada, I took time and I began to think. I've not commented about this Niger issue. Is it possible, Kalada, that there are majority of Nigerians that really don't want this military? Do you know that in a military regime like this, opposing and protests cannot go on? So is it possible that these are just the minority that are in support, that have been allowed by the military to showcase that Nigerians love the military, they want it? Meanwhile, there are so many that don't want it.
All right.
If Nigerians are claiming, military should come. Look, if military takes over, even this comment, this our own opinion that we are giving, it can no longer be possible.
All right.
Freedom is out. I was a child when this military, look, there was no all these comments. You call on the radio, you're free to comment, you're free to talk about Tinubu, you're free to talk. It is totally impossible. You can't do it any longer. It is only freedom that we can enjoy in a democratic setting, and gradually things get better. I'm okay with it, Kalada.
All right then.
But in all, what I will advise our government to do is you don't just, when you mention those figures, they were too much. The figures were
2.98.
We have our own issues in the country, but if Nigerians can contribute the little they have as the big brother of Africa, and maybe UN and US, other international countries bring funds, but Nigeria should not just pushing all our funds, but at least contribute to save Nigerians from this military.
All right, thank you very much.
There are majority that don't want this, but they can't come out.
All right. Because
there is in a military setting, you can't speak your mind.
Okay, all right then. All right, thank you very much. I've got Braid. Braid is calling from Agri Road. Braid, greetings to you.
Yes, distinguished Kalada. Good evening.
Good evening to you. Welcome.
Kalada, the best gift the Western leaders, West African leaders could be able to give to their citizens or to the Nigerians is that they should break out peace. Also, when I talk about peace, they should bring dividends of democracy to the people. The people are not feeling the democracy.
Okay.
And when the people don't feel the democracy, military is bound to come in.
Well, that's that. Braid, that's not my conversation. I've been very intentional not having that conversation. My conversation is, should we play the big brother role and spend the money that the Guardian is reporting that we may spend, to go fight a war that may not necessarily concern us? That's what I'm asking. May not actually.
We, Nigeria as a big brother, we don't need to spend such amount of money. When we are supposed to spend money is when the military has not taken over the government. We need to.
But Braid. I remember you were one of the people who criticized the former president. I remember vividly when he, took some infrastructural development from Nigeria to Niger. You were one of the people who shouted and were like, you're not done developing not Nigeria, you're taking development to Niger Republic. So what are you saying now?
Canada, if you listen me, I said the good thing as a big brother we should be able to do to Niger. When the democratical government is existing, we should show them how to rule.
Okay.
How the people can feel democracy. Even we as big brother, we are not showing good example. If we as big brother, as Nigeria, as a democratically elected government, we should also show good example by also giving a good leadership to ourselves. And that will also replicate to Niger.
All right.
If Niger is not governing well, then we will call them come and learn democracy in Nigeria.
All right.
But what would they learn from Nigeria is how to allegedly siphon Nigerian funds, is how to rig election, is how to intimidate.
Wait, thank you very much. I've got to let you go now at this point.
Nothing as a big brother, there is nothing we could offer them.
All right then.
And if we send that money, Niger will kill Nigeria. They will die.
All right, thank you very much. Temple from Rumumasi, welcome.
The very distinguished Canada.
All right, welcome.
Always
Temple.
doing the needful.
All right, welcome.
It is obvious what we are trying to do is like crying more than the bereaved. And it's not a welcome development for us. The Canada, I want to ask, what does Nigeria stand to benefit?
I could
what is the economic importance?
I could tell you a few things.
Because when we talk about this humongous amount of money, Nigeria is already, indebted. We are owing a lot. And if we can gather this money, we can try to settle most of our debt we are owing. And we are trying to, spend such amount of money, it amounts to Nigeria going to borrow. And when we talk about this issue of the J, Mr. President should act as a leader. He shouldn't take the fight upon himself. My brother, I got to say, you need to address us pertaining this issue.
All right,
this is the reason why we are doing this. This is the economic importance. This is what Nigeria has
Temple, if you would listen,
okay.
Talking about economic, I beg your pardon, economic importance.
Okay.
Security is very paramount for one's economy to grow. And,
yes, very important.
And Niger, like I mentioned earlier, is strategic in the fight against insurgency, the Boko Haram insurgency in Nigeria. Exactly.
So
there is also the economic relationship where, I was talking to Marcus Ijoma, and he told me that in the north, especially at the border areas, the border regions, that there are a lot of economic activities going on from the rest of Africa and Nigeria. What
is it adding to Nigerian coffers, to our treasury? What is that adding to our treasury? Because when we talk, looking at the money you are talking about, that is not a chicken change.
All right.
It's not a small money.
All right then.
And Mr. President is the leader. I think if we are talking about spending such amount of money, the headline should come that the leaders of ECOWAS or the members, they are contributing so amount of money. In regard to this issue, not that Nigeria.
Of course, everybody's going to contribute. But are you saying Nigeria should not be bothered about the security of their borders? Because I guess that could be a major factor.
Person, the roof itself before you answer roof first.
All right,
roof yourself before you answer roof first.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Hector.
We have a lot of pressing
Hector, thank you very much. I've got to go now. I've got Hector from Ogbogo. Hector, sorry for keeping you that long. Welcome on the show.
Thank you.
Let's hear your thoughts, please.
Okay, apart from the freedom we have, the human rights we have, maybe freedom to call into radio stations to make contributions, sometimes criticize and accuse people in government. I don't think that this civilian government we are experiencing in Nigeria is better than military government. I I am not calling for military government anyway. Nigeria should know that we always play the big brother role in Africa, even when we don't have the money. Okay, when we don't have money, this country is a poor country. If we remove this our oil money, we are just giants for population. We are just big in size of population. There is nothing to show about, and we want to send military or planning to send military to Niger. I don't call for that. It is a very, very wrong calculation. Honestly, we don't have the money. We produce nothing. We are just large in population for nothing. Even the president that we have now, there are some persons saying or arguing that his government is illegitimate.
That yet again, Hector, I would not have that conversation. So move on.
If we can rig the election, to get power, through the back door or the window, is that not a civilian coup? That is also a civilian coup.
Yet again, Hector, I would not have. Thank you very much. When you talk about the courts, and I've said it like 1,000 times already, when you talk about the courts or the matter in the court, I will not entertain it, because you have your bias. The next person listening has this bias. Everybody has got their bias, and what happens, or what my job entails, is that I maintain neutrality, and so you wait for the court judgment. I've said it like 1,000 times. Wait for the court judgment. Oh my goodness. Obed from Port Harcourt, welcome.
Yes, Canada. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, welcome.
Canada, at a time Nigeria is faced with economic quagmire, at a time the citizens are suffering as a result of policy inconsistency of the government, at a time Nigeria is being asked to wait and exercise patience, then the government in power, who has any iota of the rights of the people which they govern, they doesn't have their right at heart, then the government is coming out to play the so-called big brother rule, which then they are not even good example of such big brother rule that they want to play. Look, Canada, I will not support Nigerian government to waste money at this very point in time. Come on. We're talking about when a time people are suffering. I mean, you want to amass such amount of money just to fight war? You understand? War that even citizens of Niger are even protesting against.
But Obed. Now, I listened to Muriel, and Muriel had an argument, and I want to throw it at you. She said, "What if there are more people who are not in support of the military coup, but can't come out because if they protest, of course, it's a military coup, and their human rights might be relegated to the back burner. So what about those people? Is there a possibility that argument holds water?"
Canada.
Yeah.
The fact remains that it be a waste of resources. Either there are more people on. You understand? If there are more people, Nigerian will know, and that's their business entirely. I must tell you.
All right.
Look, in Niger, soldier has said, if Nigerian government dare to fight, they are going to cause. It's going to cause more security. It's going to cause more crisis, even in Nigeria.
Yeah.
Because this time around, the border will be porous, and the Boko Haram. You understand? They will have a field day. You understand? So these guys, Nigeria must be able to, consider all these things in taking action regarding this Niger.
All right, Obed, thank you very much.
All right. We don't need that war. All
right, thank you very much, Obed. I've got to go. Oh, Daniel, sorry I kept you for too long. Ilomba as well, sorry about that. You can keep your calls coming in, but I've got some messages. I'm going to start with Facebook. Ogo Ojun Justice. Point of correction, it's better to fight and wipe out insurgency with military government than civilian government. With military government in Niger, it is the quickest way to end insurgency. Hope Tinubu did not remove subsidies so that we will have enough money to spend recklessly. But I did not say which was better. I only said if there is a military fight, then there is the possibility that the insurgency will compound. The situation will compound, and that's what I said. Legit Man Njoko said over the Niger invasion, most of the times I do ask if God has cursed Africans with bad leadership, or our leaders intentionally put us in these vulnerable conditions. Nigeria as a nation have numerous issues that the leaders are running helter skelter, is that what you meant to say, to fix at least to a minimum, but it is quite unfortunate that nothing positive is happening that will enable the masses benefit. Then why I believe you meant to say, will our government intend to go against Niger junta over what their people are celebrating for? Great erudite, has ECOWAS found out if the Niger people are happy over the coup before thinking of invasion? Democracy has failed in some parts of African states. I think they are happy. ECOWAS should back off. Stanley Agbiriba says, who sent them message? Alright, so I'm going to read some few messages and then we'll go back to the calls. Mr. President should avoid using military intervention in the restoration of the dethroned president or democratically elected government in the Niger Republic, because the war must certainly affect the entire African Sahel region, including Nigeria. Increase the security bedeviling us presently, or thereby increasing the security bedeviling us presently. There will be increase in arms proliferation in the country, and trillions of naira will be wasted. Peaceful approach is the only solution, as I believe that United Nations will not approve the use of military to reinstate the dethroned Niger president's democratically elected government, as the resulting effects will be devastating in the African Sahel region. Emilka Monday JP at Abuja. This one says, good evening, Canada. Mr. Tinubu is crying more than the bereaved. In this case, the bereaved is not crying, but in wild jubilation. But I know why he's pushing. He's pushing for relevance, but hey, it's easier to squeeze water out of a stone than for... Okay, alright, thank you very much, Newton Ikira, with that one. Thank you, that's the much I can read. ECOWAS should sit down. Is that what you wanted to say? Should go and sit down, I believe. That's the result of modern democracy in Africa, since they refuse to do the right thing. And then you went ahead to say, since democracy is not favoring us, look at massive corruption everywhere since 1999. Okay, all right then. Thank you, Franklin. Thank you very much. So ordinarily, I will not prefer military regime to democracy, but in some cases like ours, currently no difference, as Niger people like military rule, and ECOWAS should give them more time to make comparisons. Sajay from Asa. Right, let's take some more calls. 15 minutes to the top of the hour. 0817-923-0002. Ring me right now, or use the other number 0817-923-0003. I don't know what's happening, but I feel like I'm beginning to go under the weather. I'm feeling symptoms of malaria and all of that. So yeah, pardon me if I'm not bringing the energy that you usually are accustomed to. All right, let's get back to the phone lines. 0817-923-0002 and 0817-923-0003. For WhatsApp, use the number 0809-030-6416. Eze Abali is calling from Omagwa. Let's listen to him. Eze, welcome.
Hello, Canada. How are you?
I'm good. I'm fine.
Okay. I just want to contribute to your program this evening.
All right. Let's hear you.
Okay. For me, the figure you calculated or you said, I think it is very, very cumbersome.
Okay.
Because at the end, it will not yield any benefit to Nigeria.
All right.
I can give you examples. In Afghanistan, where the Americans needed them militarily, and during the Joe Biden period, checked their expenses and the rest, and he said, let the military retreat back to America because there is no economic benefit. Then if you check the time of Samuel Edo, Samuel Edo in Sierra Leone, yeah, Nigeria is then militarily it yielded no benefit. In Liberia, same thing, it yielded no benefit.
Well, but Liberia's got a democratic government, so can you...
They are talking about it. Aid.
No, Liberia's democratically... Okay, you're talking about military aid in the country. Okay, I get you. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
All right.
So, for me, Nigeria is not ready for that.
Okay.
So, putting some of our 30 men to another country will expose the country to be more prone to security threats. The economic crisis we are facing right now, they are not saying they should not assist the Nigerians, but
Abali, I've got to go now. Thank you. I've got two Daniels waiting, one from Trans, right, one from Transamadi. I've lost connection with him. I'm going to talk with the one from Igate. Welcome, Daniel. Welcome, Dan. Welcome. Let's talk, please.
Yes, Nigeria. For me, it is better to judge than to war. Now, considering the huge amount of in Benue State, you can see killing. I've been how many that have lost their wife since this Niger issue. So this big brother role, economic is only by population. Unless if they are telling us, okay, big brother by population, I don't think that is what they mean.
All right.
So please consider that many of us can't even find it difficult to speak and are dying of hunger. So I don't see the reason. Let them negotiate. Give them more room to negotiate for peace. I think playing that role is better. Chinke Daniel.
All right, thank you very much, Chinke Daniel. Keep your calls coming in. Let's get to hear from you. But first, I'll branch WhatsApp and see what we have there. Fayagbo Cliff says, if the Nigerians are happy over the topple, why then Nigeria ECOWAS want to swallow paracetamol for others' aching head? What the regional body should do is to have a meeting with the coup leader and agree on a transition plan. But hey, I mean, Fayagbo, the coup leader is not listening to these people. Good afternoon, Canada. Walex, all right. You said nobody should be deceived that Nigerians are happy and in jubilation mood because of the military intervention. Those celebrating are supporters of opposition parties that lost out in the election. If there is a military intervention in Nigeria today, supporters of opposition be shot by the soldiers. The military is gradually taken over ECOWAS countries, Mali, Guinea, Burkina Faso, and now Niger. The military in Nigeria is watching. If ECOWAS leaders don't do anything urgent and decisive, democracy will will go into extinction in West Africa. Remember what it cost us to push out the military in the country. Ask Nadeko. Walex, thank you very much. I've got Richard from Peter Audley Road. Richard, greetings.
Yeah, good evening, Mr. Canada.
Yeah, greetings. Welcome on the show. Let's hear your thoughts, please.
Yeah, my name is Richard. I'm calling from Peter Audley Road.
All right.
Please, Mr. Canada, I want to join join other voices that have been advising Tinubu not to use force or involve military in tackling the issue of our brothers Niger people. I think the most important thing to note is that is to find out what the people over there, the Nigerian, what they want. If these people are rejoicing that military have taken over their government, I think we need to give them time to see what this thing will come out at the end of the day. Or liaise with these people to organize an election that will introduce the people's wish. At least as soon as possible, not to tell them to restore the man that people are rejoicing that the man has been removed. Let the money that we are going to use to fight the Niger or let us trying out content.
Then.
After the fire that is called to use it to roast fuel.
Richard, I've got to go now. I've got to go.
Please.
All right, thank you very much. A commercial break is coming up in about a minute, so I'm going to quickly read some messages. Ibiba has sent one in. He says it is natural that defeated politicians and their supporters will come out to support in any military intervention or incursion to politics. I bet you all the people coming out to praise and describe the military as the best thing to happen will soon realize that the worst democracy is better than the most benevolent dictatorship. Right, Ibiba, thank you very much. This one says, so this government is telling Nigerians that the people supported coup in Niger are more important than the hunger and insecurity that Nigerians are facing. The government has money to fight, but nothing for petrol subsidy. Now, wow, so I drew with that one. Let's see. Good evening. Forcing Niger coup leaders out of office as ECOWAS deadline draws closer. This is not a step in the right direction because deploying troops in Niger Republic may affect Nigeria's stability. For once, let us learn how to apply a diplomacy in some issues. On Attack Clinton West. That's the much I can take. Commercial break coming up next.